What's up there, YouTube? Well, another version of the waste oil heater, burner, cooker, whatever you want to call it. I decided this time around to try the Ozert style, however you say it. Spike, what everybody refers to him on YouTube. What I have going on here is 20-pound propane cylinder. Cut a hole in the bottom, cut a hole in the top. I'm just doing a test fire right now. It's not a permanent setup. And I have a 6-inch flue for the exhaust, and that's a 4-inch burner tube for a, off of a Van Wert. What do you call it? Kerosene or fuel oil burner. It's the part that comes off the face of the gun that goes into the boiler where the nozzle sits, the nozzle burn tube. That's that part right there. And a rear brake rotor off of a Nissan. I believe it's off of a Nissan Sentra, if I'm not mistaken. It's a 10 or 11 inch rotor. I can't remember. I had it measured and I was like, oh, okay. I forgot exactly what it was. I know the skillet I have underneath here, that's a 9-inch skillet. Right now, like I said, this is just a test fire just to try to get the most economical burn out of it. It's really windy outside right now, so it's fluttering a little bit. I think I need a few more holes in the bottom of this right here. It burns really clean, even though it does drink oil. It uses a lot of fuel to create the heat that it's putting out. Right now I'm probably using just under a quart an hour. But to get any really usable heat out of this size, I have to really open it up. I just have the flue right now just sat on top. You can actually see the fire up inside there. And you can see it's not really tall. It's just barely breaching the top of the tank. So it's not a huge fire. Basically the bottle is kind of probably full of flames right now. But all I really did was take I devalved the tank, filled it with water to push all the residual propane out. I cut the 4-inch hole in the bottom. I cut a 5.5 inch hole in the top, or it was probably a 5-inch hole in the top. I don't think it's quite 5.5. And just welded these two together. Here, I'll show you what I got welded on the bottom here. So you can see that. It's just welded all the way around. Ooh. Wow. See? That's what happens with the wind we got. Blows it right out. So I just shut the drip off because I just wanted to show you the burn. The direction that the wind is blowing does that. Even if I have the wood stove hooked up to the chimney, it does that. Let me turn this drip back on real quick, just low so I don't let it go out. Even the wood stove does the same thing. It's really annoying. Let's see, what else did I want to talk about? Yeah, the skillet. I have the skillet held onto the brake rotor using this strap. It's 1-inch by 1/4-inch strap. I welded it to the side of the rotor, heated it with the oxy-acetylene torch, wrapped it around, holds it right on the very bottom there, and it's tight. It has a tight grasp on the bottom of the pan. You see I have a bit of a gap here. And then brought it over this way, heated it, bent it, welded it to this side of the rotor. So the skillet is on there very, very tight. And then I because like I said, this is just a test fire. This isn't my permanent setup for out here. And when I don't have wind blowing around out there, I'm able to get a pretty decent fire out of this thing without having it blowing back in like that. I don't like when it does that. It's really not that good. Let's see, what else we talk about here? I also have a 3/8 copper flex line, or soft copper. You can see there's quite a few kinks in it from me bending it around, because I've been using this same line for other waste oil projects I was trying. Got 1/2-inch black iron pipe, welded there. I didn't clean my welds up yet. And they're 16 inches long. There's 2 of them. And then I have a 16-inch piece of 1/8 inch angle in the back there as the back third leg. And the reason I went with a tripod style is because I don't have to worry about being on an uneven concrete floor, because this floor is not really that even. It kind of slopes this way. Let's see, what else do we talk about? Oh, the rotor does have the 4 lug holes still in it. They're still on the outside of that 4-inch pipe. And I have one blocked off here with a carriage bolt. The other one takes that, and the other 2 are open. There's one there. The other one's on this side here. I'm going to close off 2 of them. Let's see what happens. Come on, you little shit. Focus. And then these holes here, I'm going to do another hole there, and every other one I'm going to add more holes to it, but I'm going to start them out small. I really don't want to sit here and fill them with the MIG welder. And then 20-pound propane tank. Like I said, I devalved it. And then I have another one that's devalved and was filled with water and ready to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of that 1-inch strap, flat stock, and I'm going to make a collar for here, put the second tank on top to kind of give me a little bit more heat output into the room here without losing it up the chimney. And then on that one I'm going to use a 6-inch, I'll probably use more of that flat stock and make a 6-inch flue collar that the flue pipe will sit inside of, and then I can use some self-tapping screws to keep it in place. By all said and done, it should be about chest high when it's done, and that'll give me some pretty decent heat output. I mean, right now with this thing, if I push it and it's not real windy and I don't have to deal with the backdrafting like that, it puts out some pretty nice heat. And this pipe here gets cherry red. That's about 1/8 of an inch thick. And it originally had the flange on it and the ring with the bolt holes in it to bolt that tube onto the fuel oil burner. And the fuel oil burner, I had that converted over in burning waste oil, but it just wasn't up to it. It didn't, I don't think it was burning as clean as it should, and it just, the whole idea behind this is to not have any pumps, not have any electricity going into it, no fans, no blowers, no air compressors, nothing, no power. I want to be able to come out here and fire this up and not have to worry about electricity. Right now for my fuel storage, I have this thing. It's a expansion bottle for a radiator, and I just drilled out the hole on it for this 3/8 line to hook up to. I originally was using this thing here. You see in my last video I had this Kodiak stove. This was wood stove, and I was using it to burn oil in it. That wasn't burning very clean. Wasn't happy with that output, so I decided, well, let's try this. I just got the welder fixed. I'm having another issue with it now. The contactor's sticking in it, so I'm going to have to address that issue. I don't know if it's got moisture in it and it's just acting up because it's cold, or if the contactor's wearing out. The welder doesn't have a lot of time on it. I think I just put my third 10-pound spool in it since I've owned it in 5 years, so it's it doesn't have a lot of time on it, but then again, could be the contactor. I'll just change it out and be done with it. And once I get the second tank on here, I'll do another video and show you. I'm not going to paint this or anything. I am going to get a wire wheel on it and clean all this residual paint off of it to make it look a little better. But let me take you outside right now. I'll show you the flue, or the top of the stack, and show you the burn and show you how clean it is, because there's really very minimal smoke coming out of this. So let's go take a look at that. All right, there you go. There's the garage flue. I'm standing on a ladder and I'm getting wet. But there we go. There we go. You can see all you can see is heat. There's no smoke. So it's, oh Jesus, hang on a second. I'll fall off this frickin' ladder. Where are we at here? Let's get our bearings. Okay. There it is. So yeah, you can see no smoke. No smoke. See the soot around the rim there from the last burn. It was poofing out a lot of smoke, so I didn't like that at all. It soots up the chimney, and then you got a whole bunch of other problems to deal with. So, but yeah, there you go. You can see the snow blowing around. See, oh, look at that, Windy Nation, still up on the roof, still working like a dream. No problems with that whatsoever. But we got some snow. We got quite a bit of snow. Lots of snow. I spent most of the day snow blowing, so I was dying to get this video up, but alright, let's go back inside where it's warm. Here's a quick peek out front. You can see across the way there. See snow blowing. They're calling for a lot of wind tonight. We got quite a bit of snow here. Just got another 3 inches overnight, 4 inches. And it's been off and on snow showers all day. Alright, back to this thing. Now, like I said, this is still just a temporary. You see where I spilled oil all over the floor. It's all, concrete's all stained now. This is just a temporary setup. I'm only trying this out. I have one more tank over there. I'm gonna plop that on top, and then that'll probably give us a really nice burn. Now, on previous setups that I had here, I was actually using a cast iron lid, and it wasn't working out that well, so I had to get the brake rotor. I was lucky enough to find this when I went to the scrapyard. I was able to get my hands on this rotor, and I got 2 of them actually. I was gonna use the front rotor, but because it's slotted, I'd have to go and fill all them frickin' slots. I'd have to put a piece of strap around that entire thing. So I figured, well, we got the back one. Let's use that. Nothing to worry about there. And I do have a few gaps I got to fill in and clean up some welds, and then get rid of some slag all over the place, because I weld flux core. I don't weld with solid wire. I don't have a tank yet for the welder. But a lot of times I weld outside or outside of the garage, and I can't use gas. I have to have the flux core for welding. So that's why I just use that most of the time. I usually use 030, 035 wire. Got my little Hobart welder here. Love my Hobart welder. Awesome welder. Handler 140. So, okay, well, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. I know it's been quite a while since I've done a video. You can see there's my 6-inch flue right into the chimney. It sits about 1.5 feet away from the chimney, maybe a little more. I'm spending a lot of time out here cleaning up, getting rid of a lot of stuff. And I also have I'm going to have a new update on the wind turbine and solar panels real soon. Probably in the next couple of weeks. I have a whole new plan for that electrical system. So, well, that was my... See, I'll turn the valve off here. Little ball needle valve. Turn that off. You can see that's pretty much instantaneous. And that'll stop dripping, and then it'll just slowly burn itself out. And you can see there's really not a lot of... There's no oil at the bottom of this. Bone dry. So it burns it very efficiently, which I like. And I think I'll be able to burn it slower with the second tank on there. I'll be able to get more heat out of it without losing it up the chimney. But that's really it. And starting it's real easy. I have a container that has some real nasty oil mixed with a little bit of gasoline. And I dump that in there, just a little bit. I dump it in there and I don't leave it sit long, because gas vapors like to hang out low, and then, you know, you get an explosive ignition, and you don't want that. So you get it in there real quick, light it, and then I start drip feeding, and then within 10 minutes this thing's warm. And then within 15-20 minutes I can give it hell. And also another thing with these things, if you have a terracotta chimney, or a terracotta chimney lining, like this chimney is, you don't want to light these and ramp them up high real fast and get it hot too quick, because you will crack the terracotta. They're the chimney tiles, whatever you want to call them. Start them off nice and slow, and just make sure you inspect the chimney once or twice a year. I always check mine twice a year. I'll check it before the burn season and after the burn season. And then periodically in between, if I'm up on the roof checking solar panels out or whatever, I'll check the chimney out just to see. Make sure nothing's building any nest up on top or trying to get down inside and do anything in there. It's always a good idea to inspect your chimneys. So yeah, and I got the back wall is going to be coming out of here pretty soon. Going to be doing a lot of new updating up in here. I even got my sandblast cabinet up off the main floor. A lot of crap in here, but it's scattered right now because I've been moving stuff around to get to stuff to throw it out and scrap it and all that crap. But well, there you go. That's the latest on this. Once I get the second tank on top and the new flue collar welded in place, I gotta get my oxygen and acetylene tanks filled too, because they're almost empty. And I'll probably get the gas cylinder for the welder while I'm down there. But yeah, I'm just rambling now. Okay, just a quick update, YouTube. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, like, favorite, subscribe, blah blah blah, all that crap, you know the drill. But as far as the design goes, unless I get my hands on a 30 or 40 gallon tank, which I probably won't do anyway, because it just means I got to refabricate everything. If I don't get my hands on another water heater or even a 30 gallon or so air compressor tank, I probably won't rebuild this unless it falls apart, which eventually it will, because, you know, you keep heating steel up and cooling it down, heating it up, it's eventually going to degrade, especially this thinner stuff. So, alright everybody, thanks for watching.